New class changes 31st of July. Good morning, good afternoon. What's up, guys? Petko here. Welcome for another video, or like my Twitch chat like to call me, Stanley Tucci Jr. Don't Google it, you don't want to know. I was just about to go to bed, but here we go. Class changes just went live on PTR, or at least the notes went live on PTR, and with that, a lot of things will change. Let's talk about it, analyze it, and see what's up. Alright, Blood DK got nerfed. Now, we kind of expected Blood DK to get hit, knowingly how good they were in damage, and here we go. Nerfs didn't slow down. I guess the biggest one here is gonna be this one, the first Sunlin, but they only nerf Sunlin. Interesting, they only nerf Sunlin. I repeat, is that gonna bring Sunlin now closer to Deathbringer? I'm not sure. We gotta wait until the simulation craft are updated and ready. For now, we would assume this is gonna be a hit on Blood DK, but not big enough to offset their best performance. I feel like they're still gonna have one of the highest damage so far, but we'll see. I guess this is the bigger nerf, the first part, and then anything else we shall see. We gotta wait until the sims are out. Unholy, similar thing. Unholy also got nerfed. They buffed your auto attack by 100%, which should account for better single target. They buffed the 4-piece, but they nerfed Epidemic, they nerfed the Apex Talents, and nerfed the Virtual Plague. Okay, so that nerfs the disease build, that nerfs the heavy pet build, that also nerfs Sunlin builds, less sustain and less burst, because Apex got nerfed Graveyard and Epidemic. Question is the buff to the tier set is gonna offset the amount of nerfs you received here? Most likely not. This is still gonna be an AoE nerf no matter what. About single target, it possibly could mean a slight single target bump. Possibly, just because you don't ever cast Graveyard or Epidemic on single target. Virtual Plague, of course, is going to be nerfed in ST, but then again, you got auto attack buff plus 4-piece buff here, or sorry, a tier set buff here. So for me, indicates here an AoE nerf and ST buff. Again, early sign, no sims included, waiting for the sims to be updated. It will take a couple hours from now until the sims are updated, but for now, that's what we'll assume. Devourer DH. Eradicate got nerfed. Pretty much TLDR, developers are saying that Devourer does too much damage on low target count. So they nerf Eradicate. Nerfing Eradicate by 15% pretty much kills right now the melee build. If you were playing melee build before, this is a substantial nerf to them. So now the community was divided. Half of them were playing Collapsing Star, half Eradicate. Now that Eradicate got nerfed, obviously that's also going to nerf the regular Collapsing Star build, but much more the melee build than the Collapsing Star build. Annihilator, final hour now causes Voidfall bonus to persist for 6 seconds, 8 before. Also nerfed that. Not a good news for Devourer, it looks to be another hit for them. Unfortunate. Havoc. Havoc got yet another buff. Blade Dance, Dead Sweep, Chaos Strike, Annihilator, The Hunt, all of them got buffed. Essence Break, initial damage increased by 10% and secondary target damage by 30%. Havoc, yet another buff. They're closing the gap between Havoc and Devourer. I feel like they want to make Havoc as competitive as Devourer. So, yeah. I like it. I'm a fan of it. Keep it up. Druid. Paladin's Druid. We expected those nerfs to come. Here we go, boys. Starfall. Damage reduced by 3%. Meteorites by 15%. Star Surge damage reduced by 3%. Shooting Star by 10. Sunfire, Moonfire by 5. Okay. That's not a big nerfs. That's pretty much just like, you know, just dippity dip. It's nothing. It's not a big nerf. This is pretty minor shit, dude. You're still gonna be fine as balance rate. Trust me, this is so minor. So minor. Guardian Druid buffs, obviously we expected those. Their ST was kind of trash. I was hoping to see single target buffs instead of seeing out above 8%, but I'll take that too. Devastation Evoker. Due to an unintended interaction with the what the fuck is that? Sorry, I got a stroke mid-sentence, my bad. I have no idea what that is. I can't even pronounce it. The Venomous Abyss 2-piece bonus was providing significantly more power than intended based on the combination with the PTR. What the fuck is this bullshit? What do you mean devastation and power in the same sentence? That is beyond dog shit. And they nerfed the 2-piece. In what world am I living, bro? They nerfed the 2-piece of Death Evoker. What? Okay. Shattering started the release on the Eternity Surge to the... I can't say it, dude. I can't say this word. I can't say this word. I'm regarded. Now subject to... Okay, bro. You're taking a piss now. At 4% effectiveness. Okay, whatever. Deep red damage increased by 30. Yikes. Living flame damage by 50. Disintegrate by... Oh, what the... Disintegrate damage increased by 40%. Yo, that's huge. That is huge. Okay. I'm gonna slap on this thing now. Is that... Are they gonna try to bring back the Scale Commander Death Evoker? I like Flame Shaper better, but Disintegrate buff means that the Mass Disintegrate is gonna hit like a truck. DB buff as well, which is pretty good. Pyre also, why not? Fuck it, you know, Living Flame by 50. Okay, dude. Okay. I take it. Beast Mastery nerfed. Cobra Shot again by 20%. BM is already in the trash. BM was middle, like mid-ish, mid-performer. After the nerf now of Cobra Shot, less AoE, less ST. Yikes. Yikes for BM Hunters. GG. MM Hunter MM received several bug fixes that increased its damage, so we are making some tuning adjustments to align the DPS to be close to the other DPSers. All damage by you and your pets is reduced by 5%, and also explosive shot damage is reduced by 33%. We kind of expected MM Hunter to get nerfed, so not surprised. Arcane Mage. Arcane is doing well in AoE situations, but their ST is damage is a bit behind our target. They're buffing Arcane? Arcane Blast damage increased by 20. Spellslinger Arcane Orb's damage bonus to Arcane Orb increased to 50 was 10. No. So they're first of all nerfing the tier piece of Death Evoker, which is dead spec, and now they're buffing Arcane, which is one of the best specs in the game. Okay. Buffing Fire as well. Kind of expected. Fire was not doing that great. Frost. 2-piece Frost Glacial Spike damage bonus reduced to 20 was 25. Chance to generate Icicle per freezing stack reduced to 4 was 5. 4-piece Shatter damage bonus reduced to 5 was 10. So they're nerfing the tier piece. Splitting Ice Flurry Frostbolt effectiveness against second targets reduced to 50 was 80. Nerfing this only because of raid, by the way. I 100% guarantee you this is nerfed because of raid. Fractured Frost also got nerfed, but they buffed you. They buffed you by 3%. That's overall gonna be a nerf, by the way, to Frost Mage. Overall nerf to Frost Mage. Nerf the tier set, nerf Splitting Ice, nerf Fractured Frost, and nerf to this. Frost gonna become now the worst mage spec in M+. Especially after Fire got buffed. I'm not sure about raid. In raid, Frost Mage in the raid was the clear winner. Now I'm not sure. Maybe Arcane is gonna be the winner. Paladin. Holy Paladin, 5% healing increase. Wait, I need my glasses. Hold on. They're buffing Holy Paladin? Isn't Holy Paladin the most absurdly OP healer right now? With the highest prior healing in the game? And they're buffing it? Hello? Como español? Dude, what the fuck is that? Anyway. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Holy Priest got buffed now. They didn't buff Rest to do it, but they buffed Holy Priest again for the third time? Sussy. Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest performance is spread cliff is a little bit higher than expected. We're making some target adjustments to bring them close to our target. We expect Shadow to continue the excellent spread cliff situations. Okay. Void Volley damage reduced by 10%. Not too bad. Venomous Abyss 4-piece bonus now causes Tentacle Slam to grant a free Void Volley at 100% effectiveness was 125. Focus Outburst, which is the most broken Talon Archon. Void Volley by... Okay. Shadow Priest, pack your bags. That's it. Shadow Priest, pack your bags. Get the fuck out of here. Mid-performer. I can feel it. I can smell it. Mid-performer, boys. Like, they were above average after nerfs. You know? Ben Chango. I mean, it's still gonna be probably good for 8. But, yeah. Interesting. Rogue. Asa Rogue damage increased by 10%. Yo, Asa's gonna fucking fly now, dude. Asa's gonna fucking fly. Outlaw by 6%. Subability by 10%. Oh my god, dude. Asa and Outlaw now gonna be actually slapping. I kid you not, by the way. This is really good. Wow. Sub-rock 10%, I feel like that's not even enough. Maybe like 20 would be better. Sure, why not, dude? Let's fucking go. Love that. Ele Shaman. Oh, nerfs to Ele. Fighters receive a lot of changes to boost their performance or spells cast by some ancestors, but they are now performing higher than we'd like to. Ancestral lava burst damage are reduced by 20. Ancestor chill, I think, a little bit 20. By the nerf on Ele. Whatever. Ele is still gonna be insane. Whatever, dude. Warlock. We're increasing the single target damage for each Warlock specialization and reducing Destro cleave profile. We want Destro to shine into target situations. Okay. Hound. Affliction. Increase damage dealt by your target by 16% for 18 seconds plus 12. Okay. A bit more ST by 4%. Not too bad. Demolock. Shadow Bolt by 45 increased damage. Demon Bolt by 55. Summon Gloomhound by 35. Those are actually pretty decent buffs to Demolock. Fix the 2 tip issue where the Venom was 4% bonus stated it would cast Implosion of 125 to 150 effectiveness rather than the 125 to 50. Okay. Just a 2 tip fix, whatever. I'm not sure how much of your damage contributes from Shadow Bolt and Demon Bolt. I'm not sure. It sounds like an ST buff. How much of your damage comes from that? I gotta check on the locks. And Summon Gloomhound also bigger damage increase here. Alright. Sure, I'll take those. Buffs for Affli, buffs for Demo. Destro, Chaos Bolt, 5% on Chaos Bolt. I mean, I was expecting something like 25, but 5 is like a small spit in the air, you know? It's nothing. But the Cleave now, or Havoc, is gonna do more damage. That's roughly like 20% buff on that, which is actually pretty cool. That means your Q3, 4, 5 target will be even better, because as soon as you proc, you cast those Chaos Bolts. So far, damage increased by 45. I feel like that's a raid build. You don't ever cast so far or play so far and then plus, so it's whatever. Honestly, whatever. Arms Warrior, we're slightly reducing arms single target and cleave damage and adjusting set bonuses. Okay. Powerful Momentum now increases sweeping strike chain damage by 20, was 25 before. Execute damage reduced. That's gonna impact you mostly if you play Slayer. Midnight Season 1. Damage, so tier set got nerfed. That's irrelevant for us, doesn't matter. But they buffed the 4-piece. Or did they buff 4-piece? Mortal Strike Overpowered now increases the damage of your next slam by 20%, was 10. And stack up to 5 times was 3. Okay. So they're buffing the 4-piece, but they're nerfing Execute and Momentum. That's actually it's giving some power back to Colossus, because they buffed the 4-piece. Colossus didn't cast Execute as much as Slayer, so that's whatever for them. And then Powerful Momentum got nerfed. Question now would be whether now Warriors are gonna play Colossus again or Slayer. Once again, waiting for Sims to be out, maybe today, tonight, or tomorrow. It all depends how quick the Theory Crafters ended up simming all of those. And also, Prot Warrior got again buffed by 6%. Feel like that's the 4th consecutive buff of Protection Warrior. I'll take it. Alright guys, that's everything so far about the class changes. Once again, as I told you, there will be weekly changes. I would expect one more weekly change next week, right before we get to see the new patch. So even if your spec might not shine right now, stay frosty, and most importantly, be positive about your spec, because you never know. It might end up being OP. Bye for now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on stream to be testing everything.